welcome to your April 2024 messages. Gemini, this month is all about you being open to the new, open to the changes. Bunnies could be significant. Maybe Easter would be significant. When is Easter? Easter could be significant for you. You got a big ship coming in. Something's like gonna really light your fire. But I'm also seeing it like you managing this fire. I feel like you, maybe if this opportunity or whatever this is had come along some years ago, you wouldn't have managed this the way that you will this time. But I see you being ready for it. I see you being open to it. And I see it being a nice transformation for you. Especially compared to what you're walking away from. Somebody could be very upset if you're walking away from them, like very upset. They want to stop you from doing that. But I think you're done overthinking this situation. You're not looking back at it. I think when you did look back at it, you was like, really? I don't know. Something's still a mystery to you. It's like, how did we fall out? Maybe it's something like, I don't know. You're not even really understanding what happened back there fully. But you just know that, oh, I heard I can't love you in the dark. You just weren't interested in it. Especially if something had to be in the dark. It's like, ooh, the song Slavery Days just started playing. You might have got away from an ex just in time, too. Because they may have got out in these streets and been very reckless with themselves. So you might have got away from something before shit was like really out of hand. You got somebody coming into your life that's better too. And I feel like it's going to... Somebody who's having a hard time letting go of you, you're not going to have a hard time letting go or avoiding them. This was a secret relationship. If you guys were a part of an affair, you're pulling out is what this looks like. No matter which side you're on, whether you had the people in an affair, whether you was the one getting cheated on, or whether you was the one cheating with some, I don't know, honey. Or this is you rejecting someone who's trying to put you in a situation like this, and you find out that that's what they got going on, and you're like, no thanks. Because it doesn't benefit, I mean, it wouldn't benefit you any. It's, yeah, this is like asking for bad luck. I heard something about gullible. Maybe this person needs some, I don't know. I wouldn't. You may be looking at somebody like, do you think I'm dumb? Or something like that. Or maybe you felt gullible in a situation. But I think what you're learning here is that if where you want to eat is enough to make a decision, like where you want to lay your head isn't, you know what I mean? It's like it's not that you couldn't, it's that you didn't want to, and so something had you waiting. And I think you're just learning to put yourself first. So this is going to be a nice transformation for you, Gemini. And I just see you being so ready for it. Like, it's not an anxiousness, it's just an openness to it. A readiness. You got such a good energy. Like, it's just something about it. Very resilient. There could be an earth sign. And what you need to know in April, there could be an earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn. What is this about? This person could be a traitor. Okay. Sacrifice. You may have had to sacrifice this person. Yeah, I mean, not like sacrifice, like, you know, it's like if anybody's going to be the sacrifice, it ain't going to be me. That's what this is given. It's like you've already shown who you are. It's like a bright light that's been shown on who somebody is, or I don't know what happened, but for it to just, you know, I feel like it'll take a lot to just really get you bent out of shape, especially when you care about somebody. It's like it'll take a little bit more than a little, but something got you to, it's like, don't push a Gemini too far. Because it'll go from real understanding to just completely not. Like, completely. That other twin is real. Because it looked like something just really shut you down. And you've been happy. And I think that's maybe like, you know, sometimes people confuse effort for desperation. And that's the problem. It's like, you're on the opposite side of that that video that I talked about in Taurus and Aries reading. I watched the video, and the lady was talking about how narcissists are attracted to the cool girl, the one that's cool with everything, that doesn't put up a protest, that don't put up a fight for nothing. Meaning that your needs are also not being met or even acknowledged or recognized or even known about, like nothing. So you don't get what you want, but you end up giving the other person what they want in order not to upset them. And that's when you realize that you are not in a healthy dynamic, okay? And I feel like you may have been on the other end of that, where you weren't the person that was the cool kid. I think you actually, or maybe if you were, maybe that's the transformation. It's like you're no longer that person. I'm no longer getting the short end of the stick in order to not upset you. I'm not gonna like sacrifice. I'm not the sacrifice. I'm not gonna be the sacrifice. And that doesn't make you a mean person. That, if anything, now you have a leg in the fight. Because one thing about, and maybe you were dealing with a narcissist, I don't know, or somebody who has narcissistic tendencies or traits, whatever. They're all over the work fields. They're all over the place. You know, it's like we deal with these people all the time. A lot of times they are in positions of power because that lack of empathy serves well in the workforce. You know, people who can dish out the bad news without flinching. I mean, I guess we need them. So it's like, well, it would be pretty boring if it was just a whole bunch of nice people. So it's like you are finding your inner narcissist. It's like you got a leg in the fight now. It's like you can't be all one thing. And I see what you damn sure not gonna be no more is the sacrifice. So kudos to you, Gemini. You gonna be the head honcho at work though. It's like you, it's giving Leonardo DiCaprio. A very charming energy. King of Swords. Is that you, Gemini? You stepping into like this place of greatness when it comes to your career, just life. You're gonna feel, you're gonna start, if you're not feeling this way already, you're gonna feel like you're winning at life, like you're not. I'm here sitting on top of the world. There's a relationship from your past that you are freeing yourself from. You're burnt out. You're absolutely done with it. Especially if you're a masculine energy. You're like super focused on your work. And saving money is what I'm seeing too. You got your eye on somebody else, Gemini. Who is this? Especially if I'm talking to a masculine energy, it's like you feel like there's something else that's more right for you. Like you could have had an ex that like, I don't know if they stepped out or since y'all broke up, they got with somebody new or something like that. They've started over in some way because things didn't work out with you, or that's maybe the reason why things didn't work out with you or something like that. And it's like I see you working hard. I see you saving money. And then I see a person here. The Hierophant and the Knight of Cups. It's like, but maybe you'll be faced with having to ask yourself, well, have I moved on? Am I ready for this? And I think that you would be doing yourself a disservice not to, because I think you're further along than you think on your journey. You just have to, I don't know, it's like you have to, you gotta give yourself more credit. You real hard on yourself, huh? You juggle a lot, but you gotta give it to yourself. Give it to yourself. One of the steps that you've taken, some of y'all have come from the bottom to the top. It's like you know what it's like to not have shit or something like that. You know what it's like to stop yourself with that overthinking shit too. You've stopped dealing with somebody who was, it's like you may have felt, this is like loving somebody and knowing that they love you, but they so toxic that you just had to walk away. It just wasn't right. And this is standing out because maybe this is something that was really hard for you to walk away. Like this is something you didn't really want to even address the fact that you wasn't happy in that shit. You didn't even want to address it. You didn't want to look at it because maybe you just wanted one part of your life to work. Like damn. But you had to be honest with yourself with that too. Like, all right, well, would my wish fulfillment be making my hair fall out? You know what I mean? It's like, would it really be that? Would God give me something that I would have to sacrifice my well-being to upkeep? Would I feel like I'm carrying all the load and I'm just losing hope in life and I'm getting into fights? I don't usually get into fights. I got road rage. Like, I don't usually act like this. God ain't gonna do you like that. So it's time to celebrate. It's time to celebrate the fact that that's not your world no more. And like I said, whether somebody got their eye on you or you got your eye on somebody new, it's looking mighty right. But if you feel like you can't do it, then you have to ask yourself why. I think you have a nice support group around you that says let your friends help you when it comes to your love life, because you've seen a lot of ships go down in your love life. Like, you may have like a paranoia, but again, you're further along than you think, and you weren't supposed to be in a relationship that brought down the quality of your life. Like, it wasn't supposed to be like that. What do you need to focus on when it comes to that? I don't want you to focus on the pain. I want you to look at it objectively, like, man, I was really getting cheated in this situation or those situations. This was really just kicking the smile off of my face. You know, rejecting it actually made me feel a bit of, oh my God, what the fuck? I was about to say empowered. The Emperor, like, sometimes we think the answer, you know, we be so worried about hurting other people. And like I said, you could be that, you could have been that cool kid. Fitting in. Now, because I'm hearing that song, I wish that I could be like the cool kids, because all the cool kids, they seem to get it or fit in or some shit like that. You're not meant to fit in. I said this in Aries reading. It's like, you're supposed to be the one that's setting the trends. You're not supposed to be following them. There's something about a book. There's something about rules. It's like you're not you don't play by the same rules, Gemini. If you're not feeling safe, if you're just not sure when it comes to your love life, then be single. You know? But I feel like you need to address the emotional side. I feel like you do very well at like providing for yourself and being single and doing shit by yourself, and like you have a very independent nature about you. But emotionally, it's the, you may have some, you may feel unlucky in love or something like that. There may be like something like that. Or there could be some emotional codependency, or you're just not happy. It's like you may overthink it when it comes to your emotional happiness. Like, I just won't start it. Oh, I won't say it. I won't text that. I won't, like, you do too much when it comes to your emotions. There is a lot of resistance there, but that is an emotional response. That is a trauma response, you know. Just keep working through that, because you're headed to such a nice place, is what this looks like. It looks like you're headed to such a happier place. Possibly even a new home. Just, you're moving away from some bullshit. And you're going, look how this energy. He outside, he pulled his leg broken, everything. And then they got in the boat, and look at where they headed to, and the sun's over there. It's nice. Don't look at my ashy hands. But you know, it's like you're moving away from disharmony into a much more peaceful place. I mean, let it go. Ooh, let it go. Because what you walking, ooh. Don't look back. It's one of them situations you will turn into a pillow of salt. If you look back, don't look back. Don't be curious, honey. You know what's back there. The moment that you rejected it, you felt powerful. And it's not about power. It's about, I don't know. You know what I'm saying. I love you, Gemini. I'm going to leave you with this. Why am I picturing Cat Williams when he took one draw of the joint, of the fake, you know, and he was like, fuck that shit. Fuck, what he said, fuck them lights. I feel like that's where you at. This says, if you want to take revenge on a man, send him a really beautiful woman. Take it how it resonate. I love you guys. Like, share, and subscribe. If this resonated with you, I'll see you in the next one. Ciao.